Hello and welcome. My name is Eva. I am a therapist and hypnotherapist. I specialize with working with people with insomnia, fears and phobias, anxiety. All this is connected together. But the foundation of everything that I do with my clients is trauma, childhood trauma, and all the layers of memory that is inside our body that needs to be healed. So today is the second part of the video that I did before about logic memory versus emotional memory versus cellular memory. And today we are going to look closer at at cellular memory, because this is the memory that is the most important for healing. So I'm going to refer this video a lot towards myself, because I have gone through very long journey of healing. It wasn't just a month or a year. It was really, really long. I have tried to use different psychologically based tools to help me. I went to a therapist. I saw a few people. Nothing helped me, so I decided um, to help myself, and I started to self heal myself. Possibly that was my journey, and possibly that could be your journey too. So I'm going to refer with a lot of things from my personal life that can mirror your life. Doesn't have to. Um, Whatever is going to be told here is for almost everyone who goes through any emotional or physical pains that are connected to the emotional layer of memory and cellular layer of memory. So for years, guys, I believed that if I could understand trauma, that will be enough. So I was going to healing with the logic, which is possibly the worst way you can do. Now, looking at it from a perspective of my own personal journey and a perspective of a therapist, that I've been working with clients for many years, and I deal with people who are very traumatized, go through very complex cases. So they all have the issues, complex issues, not only anxiety, not only complex PTSD, but many other things that they have, and they suffer physically and emotionally as well. So I thought that if I understand logically this trauma that is holding me back, and I didn't understand actually that I was quite traumatized human. I came from a very good home, but when I looked deeper into it, there were a lot of elements that really shaped me into very fearful, very anxious, a very people pleasing person, and many other things that I went through. Um, I did a lot of work on chunk of money as well. I had a lot of money fears that came from my home, how my home was set up and things like that. So this is what I thought. So I went through it with the logic way. I am going to logically look at trauma, and then it will stop controlling my life. So I really could explain my trauma very well. I knew a lot of things, why things happening, why are things happening. I read a lot of books. I looked into a lot of things. I could analyze a lot of things. I could label them. This is all what psychology does to you. But yet nothing was changing. My body still was not feeling safe, and my body did not care. No matter how much knowledge I had, I still didn't sleep. I had insomnia issues. Um, I went through a lot of stuff, guys. So I was hyper vigilant at night. I was very fearful kid. Um, and I just didn't know how to sleep. I had issues with anxiety, issues with public speaking, issues with a lot of things that really impacted my body. I had I've never been like overweight person. I'm quite petite person, but I had a lot of cortisol belly in my body. This is all stress. This is all cellular memory, anxiety based hormone that will keep you hyper vigilant. And I was constantly in masculine energy. I went through massive burnout many times in life. So overthinking problems, a lot of things. And then I realized on this journey, somewhere 3 quarters possibly, that actually I do things wrong. I look at things wrong. I should not look at healing from logic point of view. I should look at things from emotional point of view, because we are emotional and energetic creatures. So I understood that healing was not failing me. I was looking in the wrong places. So I started to dig deeper into the thought that I might look at healing from different perspective, and this is the perspective that I look at healing now as a therapist. I don't look at healing from logic point of view. I look at healing with my clients from emotional and cellular memory point of view, because I understand that all the trauma is stored in our body, and I have to teach a client to listen to the body and listen to the pains and listen to the emotional signals that the body gives a client. And how I do it through meditation. So I started to dig deeper into the thought of doing things wrong and how to look at them. So I thought, if I go the wrong way with healing, what is the right way? If the logic mind and psychologically traditional tools that we are given, and we have been programmed to believe that only psychology will heal me, but nothing works for my body, so what will? And this is where I was introduced to meditations. And this is where all changed the course of my life, because I understood that logic, understanding of my trauma, is the smallest percentage that is needed for healing. The biggest chunk of information about my trauma is within my body. And now, as a therapist, I start with when I work with my clients, I start my clients feeling safe within the body through meditations, as this is the tool I know the most, and this is the tool that saved my life. So, also, this is the tool that I have created for you. I have created a kind of 7 days to safety program that is in my comments. It's all about teaching your body how to feel safe. Each meditation is 10 minutes. It's for people, not only for people who don't know how to meditate, but most of my clients who come to me, their attention span is very, very little. They don't know how to settle down. They suffer, obviously, the body suffers with so many things. And the moment they hit stillness, the moment they hit solitude and complete quiet, then the body starts to speak to them. So the meditations that I have created, actually, that was suggestion of my clients. They are meditations that will can be listened at the end of the day, at the beginning of the day, in the middle of the day. You don't have to have your eyes closed. You can look at one point or just really focus on my words. Uh, uh, Meditation doesn't mean that you have to sit down for hours and hours. Who has got time for that? We don't. But Meditation is stillness. Meditation needs to come with some kind of solitude and some kind of calmness. So, meditations that I do, and I will put them in the comment section. My voice is going to talk to your cellular memory, and my voice is going to bring the safety to your body. So after 7 days of listening for 10 minutes, there is going to be some kind of change in your body 100%. To what level, I don't know, because obviously I don't know your story. But the change is going to happen for sure. So please try those meditations. They are really, really good. So let's come back to me and let's come back to my journey. So I did my work. So I did my work and I understood that the logic approach, the psychological approach is not going to take me anywhere, because psychology doesn't have the capacity to heal me. It only has got the capacity to label my syndromes. So I thought, what next? Okay. So I understood my story. I knew my childhood really well. I knew where my trauma came from. I looked at different angles. That time, I also I was introduced to hypnotherapy, so I was able to hypnotize myself. And this is what I do with my clients. I always start them with meditations and really teaching them to listen to the body. And then, if I want to have more information from the subconscious mind about the childhood that they obviously don't remember, they will always tell me things that they remember. And then we will tackle the deeper subconscious understanding of trauma. But first, what I do, I always start with somatic exercise, mainly uh, uh, based of meditations. So I was able to explain why I felt unsafe and anxious and, things like that. But yet, still, my body stayed alerted, as if it was guarding me from something I couldn't see. And this is where I started to, you know, go deeper and deeper. I'm quite an analytical person, so I will analyze a lot of things. So I knew that logic memory helped me understand the trauma. Emotional memory helped me feel emotions in my body. I understood anxiety and I understood why my throat chakra, for example, is blocked. I understood why I have problems with money. I understood why, where my victim consciousness came from. Not only, mainly from inner child issues. So, but neither of this helped my body to feel safe, because if I have only emotional memory, layer of emotional memory, I don't have layer of cellular memory, then complete healing is not going to happen. You have to have two layers all together that you need to really, really focus on. And in my previous part one, there are questions that I went through about emotional body. Go through them; they are quite deep, and I look them at them from emotional point of view. Today, they are going to be very similar, but I look at them from like organ point of view and things like that. So I will give you an example on myself, and I will go through those questions with you. So what I understood is one thing: my trauma does not live in my brain, my trauma lives in my body. So, how am I going to, um, understand when I understand that? How am I going to help my body to do that? So, I started to read things about cellular memory, dig deeper, and I understood from therapy point of view that. Uh, Cellular memory is all connected to nervous system, but going deeper is the same like emotional memory, but cellular memory goes deeper, because cellular memory is only in relationship to safety. So it's this moment when my trauma has been implemented just the second that my trauma was implemented in my body, then my body started to remember it and took it to my adulthood from childhood. So it what happened was, um, my body started to talk to me through different parts that were not working. So in a triggering situation, I had muscle tension. My belly, my belly was not coping. Um, I had problems with breathing. I had massive sleep disruption because I was constantly, overthinking and going over things all the time. So obviously I was a scared person, so chronic vigilance. I just looked for unsafe situations everywhere. So what does that mean? It means only one thing, that my body learned danger once and it never forgot. So my body never stored trauma to harm me, but it actually stored the trauma to protect me. Because when something was too overwhelming to process it at the time as a child, my body held it for later, to remember, to remind me all the time. And this is where this protection comes in, to remind me all the time about unsafe situations. And when triggers similar to my childhood happened, then my body started to speak to me through different pains in my body, because the memory, cellular memory, lives in your muscles, in your skin, in your organs, in everything that really we are not aware of. So my body constantly was waiting, my organs were waiting for me to heal them and heal the energy in root chakra. I always talk about it, in root chakra, that was blocked because my body was waiting for me to bring the safety back to it. But I didn't know how to do it. So I understood that my symptoms, like anxiety, like depression, like, I had problems with my liver a lot, and problems with stuttering, anxiety, overthinking, everything was there. So there were the signals to my body, um, to protect me from coming danger. And I understood that, um, when my body understands and releases the pain, then it means that it feels safe. That I, through healing, will allow the body to feel safe and feel balanced and protected. So remember that trauma doesn't stay alive because you think about it. It stays alive in your body because the body doesn't learn how to survive it, what to do about it. You didn't have the tools as a child or a teenager or whatever age your trauma came to you. It usually comes with our early age. Yes. Then your body didn't know what to do about it. Your nervous system did not have the tools to cope with certain things. So now, uh, let's look at certain things like anxiety or OCD or insomnia or any other things, the symptoms of those and what they may mean. So when you go through anxiety, remember I always say this in my old videos: anxiety is equals fear. There is a beautiful word anxiety, but actually what the bottom line of anxiety is the fear. Something happened in your childhood that was very fearful. So your body constantly preparing you, is alerted, agitated, is preparing you for this danger that is coming, that because the body doesn't want you to get more fear. So it gave you anxiety. That is a coping mechanism. Then you're overthinking. Overthinking is about actually living in the past or living in the future. So overthinking is about, I'm trying to predict my danger. I'm trying to cope with what is coming in, or what what is going to come in, and actually or what was in the past, so I do not repeat the same thing, so I will not be hurt. Then we have insomnia. This is your nervous system that is refusing to power down. Your body feels so unsafe that it doesn't know how to rest. Your body doesn't understand the word rest. If even if you fall asleep, you wake up in the middle of the night, or a lot of people wake up with being absolutely exhausted, because even though your body physically sleeps, but your organs, which is cellular memory issue, your organs are constantly alerted, and when a little noise happens at night or whatever, you are up, or you wake up in the morning and you are absolutely exhausted, because your body is hypervigilant and it's keeping you alive inside to actually protect you. Now, OCD, I don't do not work with OCD a lot, um, but OCD comes with the illusion of control. So something happened in your life that took away control from you. I know a lot of people who suffer from OCD, but that is not my expertise. So obviously, if somebody comes in with OCD, I will help this person. But OCD is all about losing control. Somebody took this control away from you, and you don't feel safe. Safety is missing in your body. So the coping mechanism of your body is OCD. So those are not disorders. Those are protective strategies that never got the message that the danger is away or the danger has finished. Okay, so remember what I always say. I have a very good video about danger mode. This is, I explain very well about a lot of things that happen in our childhood, why they happen, where they happen. Please look at it. It's really, really good. I will attach it to the at the end of this video. Um, so what happens is the energy, trauma, emotion, cellular memory, whatever, however you want to call it, the foundation is very simple. Uh, our This energy does not understand aging. This energy does not understand that we are not five anymore, and we do not live in this danger that whatever happened in your life. Okay, a lot of things can happen. Okay, our nervous system as a child is very, very fragile, and we don't know the coping mechanism of helping ourselves emotionally. Also, we don't have the verbal tools to explain what has happened to other people. So if somebody asks are you okay, we will say yes, we are okay, but actually we are not when we are five, because okay, we can cry, we can be aggressive, we can be angry, whatever. Body speaks through different ways as well, but our parents sometimes do not get those signals. So this is what the problem is with energy. Energy does not understand aging. So that's why you suffer from so many things that you suffer, because you brought it from your childhood. So, I stopped kind of asking all the time, why it happens to me, why, what is wrong with me, things like that. And through this analytical and journey of myself, uh, uh, going, starting with, okay, I know this is not the logic issue. Psychology is not going to help me here. I have to look emotionally into my body, what is happening to me. Then I stopped kind of haunting myself and putting a lot of guilt on myself. What is wrong with me? But I also I started to look at it from different perspective, and I started to think, what is my body still protecting me from? So I came up with a lot of questions. I just like, I liked looking at different books and looking at different things. And I came up with a lot of questions that I used at the end of the day. I used a lot of journaling in the past. That is really, really great way of reflecting into your trauma because you can see the journey of yourself. So I'm going to I would like us to look at to the questions, but I'm going to give the example of myself, and the example will be of money. So I carried a lot of money traumas and victim consciousness where for many, many years I hated opening the envelopes with the bills. I just hated it. And I didn't understand why. So uh, I used this actually how to heal myself as well, but actually to find questions into my trauma and into my past. So the first questions I look at in relationship to money was when my body reacts with anxiety, you can put it insomnia, depression, whatever. What might it be trying to protect me from? So I had to look into actually what was my relationship to money from the childhood. So I looked deeper into how I was treated by my parents, what things have been brought to me, how I was spoiled, not spoiled, how how why I treat money now as an adult in this way. Why am I fearful about money? Where is this fear coming from? Anxiety is the fear. So I was very, very anxious about paying bills because I always believed I will not have enough to pay bills. And it all came from my childhood, all the victim consciousness in relationship to money. I had to look closer into my inner child as well. I am a single child, and everyone would think that I was just like spoiled, a spoiled princess, which was actually opposite. I paid a lot of trauma of my mother and their victim and her victim consciousness and my father's victim consciousness. So my parents are very, very traumatized parents, still in relationship to money. So I had to look deep, really, really deep into like cold facts about, I have never had enough. I have never been treated with anything as a single kid. I've never had anything as a child. My parents never spoiled me. They have never bought anything for me because they were so traumatized people and things like that. So it's not their fault, obviously. I don't blame them. But I had to look really, really deep into having money consciousness. Understanding that I have to attract money to raise my frequency through meditation and things like that. So yes, it happened, but it was a long journey. So this first question, what is this victim consciousness in relationship to money is trying to protect me from? And I came down to very simple things. I was a fearful person about around money. I was fearful with spending because we've never had enough at home. So my programming from childhood was I will never have enough in adulthood. So that was one thing. Another question: what sensation shows up first? Chest, stomach, jaw, breath. Okay, what sensation in your body? So this is this emotional layer we are talking about, emotional memory. For me, it was always shutting down. So I had like anger. I was angry, and then I shut down completely. So shutting down was always my way of coping with a lot of things. Sometimes it still is. So this freeze when you have fight, flight, freeze, fawn, and other Fs that you go through as a coping mechanism of your body. It comes from solar plexus. This what I had. I had anger and then shutting down around money. Um, so when did my body first learn the rest? The spending money wasn't safe. So I have the rest here. That's why I have to change it for you. So when I say spending money, you have to put like anxiety, insomnia, whatever. So uh, when did my body first learn that this spending one money wasn't safe? And I had to actually move back. I used hypnotherapy for it for myself, but there are ways you can do it logically. And you are asking yourself the question why all the time. So with this, and I got to the bottom of it, but I did it a little bit different way. But you might remember, this is the logic memory that needs to be brought in here. So when did my body first learned that insomnia wasn't safe, that sleep wasn't safe, that that something wasn't safe in my life? Some people do remember the childhood very well. If you are very traumatized, you will not remember your childhood very well, unfortunately. But there are a lot of ways. But I'm sure if you dig deeper, I'm sure you will come to some conclusions, guys. This is about being patient with yourself. This is about really, really being patient. And next question. If my symptoms were messengers, what would they be saying? So this symptom is a message, this anger is a message about spending money. This shutting down is a message, what this shutting down would be saying about spending money. And then question number 5, what happens when I stop fighting the symptom and start listening to it? So then I started to look at this anger, and I started to look at shutting down, and I started to look at how I behaved with my mother, especially when my mom was a person who really um, shaped my life in traumatic way. Let's put it this way. Not her fault, obviously, because she is a traumatized person herself. So she gave me a lot of things that she carried. So I started to listen. I started to listen this anger, and I started to listen shutting down around the money. I started to listen at the fear of not opening this envelope. The bills were hanging around, laying down on my table for weeks, and I didn't know what to do about it because I was living in such a massive fear. So how actually this healing began in my body? So I'm going to describe you the shift. So when I stopped asking, why did this happen to me? And I started asking, what does my body need right now to feel safe? This is where the shift happened. Um, and what actually I needed in that moment. So when instead of shutting down, what could I do? Or instead of being angry, because that was my coping mechanism, what could I do? I could just sit down and be in stillness with this anger. And this anger would speak to me, and this is what I do now. Whether I have any reaction in my body, whether I have any pain in my body, I treat the pain as my best friend, or any emotional pain as my best friend. And I'm always asked, what is this lesson for me? What is this pain, this emotion is trying to teach me? So I was going through a lot of listening to the same meditations, and meditations I was creating for myself. And I was looking at the certain mantras, and that helped me a lot. I was looking at the safety cues that I could look, so change the anger into something like I left the house and went for a walk. That was safety for me, because I disconnected myself from my home, my place. So I wasn't digging into the past. I was trying to actually look into coping mechanisms that will bring safety into my body. And this is how everything changed for me. Because instead of digging deeper and understanding the logical part of my healing, I understood the emotional part of my healing, and I started to teach the body how to feel safe, from being angry to being calm. So for example, I sat down one day, I said to myself, today I'm a very brave girl, and I'm going to open this envelope, and whatever happens, happens. So I had this, shallow breathing, and I will never forget this first time when I really, really started to like conquer this. Um, this fear of this money and things like that. And very slowly, very slowly, very slowly, I started to teach my body with the feelings what actually this is about. Where does this fear comes from? You feel fear, okay, so what would be the opposite of fear? What would be the opposite of, okay, so maybe if I learn the ways of manifesting money and the ways of bringing energy and raising my frequency, then things will change in my body. And it did. So that worked for me. So you always have to look at the opposite emotion that is going to bring you calmness. And those are the coping mechanism I have taught my body as how to cope. So my cellular memory started to shift as well. So it's not about digging in the past, it is teaching the body how to be here in this moment, how to live without fear. So what happened then? My sleep started to come back gradually. I didn't have the outbursts of anger and shutting down, which was really bad for, I had family that time. And yeah, it was difficult. So my anxiety softened, my thoughts slowed down, the body stopped bracing, this anger moved away. Not because I forced calm, but because gradually I taught my body that I don't need protection. I am in control. And what happened was I was not defeating trauma. I did not want to defeat trauma. What I wanted to do is make my symptoms friends. So I befriended the part of me that survived it, whatever it was. So whether that was money consciousness, whether that was stuttering, whether that was people pleasing, many things that were there. So, what I want for us to look at now is physical pain versus emotional memory. So, why is that important? Physical pain has got messages. So, whether you have bad knees, bad back, bad ankles, bad fingers, bad whatever, okay? Not all the pain is trauma. I have to say that. But chronic or recurring pain often has got some message. Yes, it can happen that that pain from your childhood or whatever stress is giving you. For example, it can give you what happened to me in the past. I always had chest infections. So then I understood that comes from my anxiety, and I had to clear my throat chakra. It was about blocking a lot of truth and blocking a lot of speaking because I was shutting down as a child. So I did not understand that. That impacts a lot of my cellular memory and emotional memory. So it gave me a physical illness all the time. As a child, I was a very sick child. So I had a lot of infections. So not all pain is trauma, but a lot of pain is trauma, guys. So I knew that my chest infections do come with trauma. So let's look at common areas that can happen that usually people come to me with, which is neck and shoulders, which means that you as a person have got too much responsibility on your shoulders, but also can happen that you had this responsibility of being super independent, or somebody else was dependent on you, like your siblings. Shoulders and neck pain is also about being super vigilant. So this is where your body stored the uh, feeling unsafe in this part of the body, in your neck and in your shoulders. Then we have chest. Problems with chest, it's a tricky one because it can mean a lot, but for me, mostly it comes from inner child issues. So there was the heartbreak in the childhood, or some grief, or some fear. A lot of people that I see grieving over themselves and their own situation, and this is blocked stored in the subconscious mind, and they don't understand that, they are not aware of it. So a lot of people, yes, they can grieve, a mom that died, a father that died, a grandmother, that she somebody looked after you, that was a grandmother, she was the only one that you had, things like that. You will have a lot of chest pains because it's a heartbreak of losing somebody who was your protector, and as a child you didn't know how to protect yourself. And I have a lot of clients like that who have got problems with heart. So stomach is OCD, stomach is anxiety, chest is usually depression, because depression is massive sadness. You are sad over yourself or situation you could not control in the past. Stomach is about safety, control, and trust towards people, trust towards yourself. The control has been taken away from you. A lot of people come to me who are doctors or whatever, but they wanted to be artists, so they really have got a lot of anxiety about around judgment, a lot of guilt, a lot of shame. This is all in your stomach. Lower back, we have support, survival, and stability. Lower back is usually connected to blocked root chakra always. So this is money issues. This is stability, harmony, peace that was not at home. There was not support. You were in your survival mode all the time. Legs, moving forward and grounding. So if your legs are hurting and this is years and years and years of pains, something in your life has stopped you as a child from moving forward and grounding. So you were stagnant because you had to be people pleaser and please mom and dad for about something. This is all what this is about. So please remember, your body is not holding on to pain to punish you. It's holding on to it until it feels safe enough to let go. You don't need to dig into your trauma. You don't need to relive it. You don't need to force healing. Healing happens when you listen. That's why cellular memory is the most important, possibly layer of healing that a human being needs to be aware of. The body releases memory layer by layer at the pace of safety. And healing is a very long process, and it comes with layers. Your body cannot release everything at the same time, otherwise you would not cope, because your nervous system would not cope, it would collapse. So every moment of awareness, every gentle question that you are going to ask yourself, every pause that you are going to have, every time you are going to focus only on one question or only on one reflection, you are going to look into the meditations that I'm going to live on the leave on the in the comments box. This is going to help you as well to support the questions that you want to ask yourself, to dig into self-healing, because everything is healing. Your awareness is already healing. You remember about the previous part one that we said about 3 stages of healing is understanding, awareness, and letting go. So if you are really struggling with yourself, but you cannot afford a therapist or you don't believe in them or whatever, definitely meditations are the work for you, or breath work, anything organic. Breath work, sound healing is fantastic. I don't know a lot of sound healing masters that are good, so if you know somebody, yes, please, because sound is fantastic for healing. And a shamanic work, if somebody is good. You know what is right for you. Everyone will have different avenues. I have meditation saved my life, so I'm sharing what I know. I've been doing it for years, guys. So this is good stuff that really can help you. So thank you for today, and I will see you in our next video. Bye bye.